Welcome to Wisdom for the Day, a thought-provoking trek through the book of Proverbs, where timeless wisdom awaits. Join us as I unlock the secrets of Proverbs and transform our minds towards embracing true and godly wisdom. Each day we'll reflect on a different proverb, in order, unraveling its layers of insight and practical application. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and empowered to live a life of purpose and righteousness. Wisdom for your day starts now.
Today is day 148. We are in the 13th chapter of the book of Proverbs, verses 23 through 25. A poor person's farm may not produce much food, but injustice sweeps it all away. Those who spare the rod of discipline hate their children. Those who love their children care enough to discipline them. The godly eat their heart's content, but the belly of the wicked goes hungry. In verse 23, evil people can destroy many good things. This is one reason why we have so many people who are poor. God has given great wealth to the people of the world, and God gave land which can produce plentiful supplies of food, but often evil men prevent the supply of food to poor people. As Christians, we need to be fair and generous. Especially, poor people need our help. In verse 24, a good parent should sometimes punish his child. The parent does not hate the child. Instead, the parent loves the child. This is why the parent punishes him. The punishment will teach the child to have discipline. In verse 25, this verse is not only about food, it's about satisfaction. An evil person always wants more things. He wants more food. He wants more money. He wants more possessions. He wants to be famous and successful. Even if he's already famous, then he wants to become more famous. A good person does not need these things. He's content with the things that God gives him. The world doesn't have a food problem because of its large population. It's more about how food is distributed, which is what the first proverb points out. Some leaders might use food as a weapon against their enemies. In the United States, some groups argue against immigration, saying that we're already full. But the data shows we need more workers. In today's world, where spanking is often seen as child abuse, verse 24 might seem outdated. Sadly, some people just truly don't care for children to have used this verse to justify severe punishment. But that doesn't mean they can't be used appropriately. For example, if a young child tries to run across a busy street, simply reasoning with them is not going to be enough. You might need to physically stop them. In verse 25, the message is repeated throughout Proverbs. Righteousness leads to life, while wickedness leads to death. So let me ask you, looking back on your own childhood, do you feel like the discipline you received was ever too harsh?
Well, that's all for today, but I'll be back tomorrow with more of Solomon's wise teachings. For free Wisdom of the Day merch, head to buymeacoffee.com/renewed mindsets and consider becoming a community member. The executive producer of Wisdom for the Day is Yelena McClellan. The spiritual advisor is Kimmy Shirley. Special music by Weston McCurry. If you like this show, please tell someone about it and share it with them. Until tomorrow, I'm Rick. I love you. See ya.
Hello. You ever feel defeated as a Christian in the confusing times we live in today? This is where God's Loving Sacrifice podcast comes in. We do Bible studies to help you strengthen your walk with the Lord in today's crazy world. We also encourage you to share the gospel and the love of Christ with this world in need. John 3:16 tells us about God's loving sacrifice, and we use the Word of God to help you find a fresh perspective on issues like forgiveness, love, obedience, mercy, and reconciliation. Join us as we delve into the true essence of faith in God and our call to go into the world and preach the gospel. So listen at www.godslovingsacrifice.com.